Hey everyone. Let me turn down my calm music. I'm not going to be on here very long today. I'll do another update when I'm feeling a little bit better, but I did want to just check in. Lester and I have been getting a lot of phone calls and messages and well wishes, and we definitely appreciate it. So I want to keep this short and simple because I don't want to get upset and cry. I can do that on my own for a while. So yesterday, most of you know, I had emergency surgery. When I went, I wasn't for sure if the surgery was going to be right there at my plastic surgeon's office or if he was going to have to get me to OR, because we wouldn't know until he actually seen it. So what happened, I know a little bit more now. What happened was my cellulitis infection actually it started on the skin, and once it kept on the antibiotics, it kept looking like it was starting to do better, and then it would come back. Well, it infected my tissue expander, which was the worst case scenario that we didn't want to happen. But it happened. And I'm still dealing with that. And I know I'm glad that I have until I go back to work on the 22nd to come to grips with everything that's happened. But anyway, it's the tissue expander actually extruded. I guess that's what you would say. My simple words are it pushed outward through my skin. Last Friday when I went to the doctor, Dr. Shaw, it looked like it was healing. It was a very small, some of my close friends, I've sent a picture, because I was freaked out about it and I had every right to be. So it was really small. And then that Friday night, I had it was such a painful night. I didn't know what was going on. I have so much pain lately. I didn't know if it was from the infection or if it was from just the mastectomy stuff, the reconstruction. I had no idea. So it was really bad pain for a good 24 hours. And now I know what was happening. The expander was pushing through my skin. I had like a black hole. I don't know if you can see that, like about that big. I was like, black. I thought that was scab because scabs are dark, but it was underneath on my left breast. And so I thought it was scabbing. And then of course I sent a picture to my plastic surgeon on Monday, and immediately they called me and said, we're doing emergency surgery. So what happened was when I got in there yesterday morning, he knew immediately that the tissue expander had to come out. And it was weird. I had no idea they can do this type of surgery like in your doctor's office. It's amazing the things that doctors can do. He decided to just do it right there in his office. At the time, which I didn't have no time because I didn't know what was going to happen. It's probably good because I don't know. Ugh. But at the time I was like, you mean I have to be awake? And that's pretty scary. And he said, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to numb you up. So he numbed me up really good. It was just him and my nurse. Of course, Lester couldn't come in. He was sitting in the car. I couldn't have anybody in. So anyway, they numbed me up, and the hole that was that big, he cut, well, my nurse told me it was like a football. He cut like the football. That was his first thing that he did. He cut that out. And the reason why it was black, because the tissue expander is actually white. And I said, well, why is it black? I thought that was a scab. And he said that your body is dark inside. So that was a shadow. And he said, I'll show you the tissue expander when I get it out. Do you want to see it? And I was like, well, yeah, I guess. So anyway, he cut it out, cut like this little football shape, cut the spot out. And then he used that same hole that was there from that spot and pulled the tissue expander out. And I was laying over on my side and trying not to look. My nurse kept talking to me during the same time. And then at that same time, he also had to cut a spot for my drain, because I have a drain again. It's really back to square one on just one side. Anyway, so he pulled the expander out. He cut a spot for my drain. He started to cut, I should say, and he had to put some more numbing stuff because I felt that. I felt it. So he did that. He put the drain in. Literally, I was in there at 8:30. I was texting my husband at like 9:25, telling him my surgery was done and I was coming out. It was crazy how fast that it was done. He said he preferred to do it that way because it would be easier on me on recovery, not having to deal with the anesthesia, being put to sleep, and anesthesia makes me sick. I always have to have the motion sickness sticker on the back of my ear. So that's what he said. So I have it out, and we left the right one alone. He did tell me that he could drain some of the right one out, some of the saline, so it would kind of match having nothing on the other side. But I said, so if you drain that out, that means that means when it is time to stretch again, that means we'll be stretching that again. And he was like, yeah. I was like, just leave it alone. I don't want to mess with that. That one is the right side, which was the cancer side, is doing good. So we left that one alone. So what happens now is I will be off work until the 22nd of June. Next week, as long as everything's draining well, I'll get my drain out next Tuesday. And then there's a lot of stitches. Those will come out the following Tuesday, which I believe is the 16th. And then I'll have the 16th and the 22nd to kind of rest and chill out after that. So now, after I get back to work, he's definitely not going to do it any sooner. And I finally have... I'm not rushing. This definitely isn't in my timing. I'm so sorry. So it will be early September, like the first week of September. We'll be going back in, and he'll put an expander back in the left side. And then we have to start the whole process. Like, I have to heal from this, and that will be an actual surgery. That won't be in the office. So I will have to go into surgery for that. So he'll put that in. 4 weeks after that, then once I'm healed from that surgery, then they start the expansion. I know some of you guys are following me, but that's where I would be expanded every week. And then once the last expansion, there's 6 more weeks. So early September is going to be the retry because he wants to give my body a full 3 months to heal from the infection. And then after that, we start that process over, and it's going to be early December. It'd be before Christmas, but it will be in December that my final surgery, the exchange surgery, will happen. So, I know this year sucks for so many people. But it really sucks for me, too. And I know that there's a purpose. I know there's a reason why this is happening to me. But I'll figure it out. For sure. My husband has been amazing. I really felt sorry for him this morning because he didn't know what to do. Because I had my sit bath, or whatever you want to call it, sitting in. Like in my other video, I sit on my grandma's chair. I feel like my grandma's with me. But anyway, I had my sit bath this morning, and Lester was helping me, and he was drying me off, and then he gave me my toothbrush, and I was brushing my teeth, and I accidentally saw myself in the mirror, and it was pretty traumatic. Lester, he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. All he did was just keep trying to dry me off and let me finish brushing my teeth. And then I just said, just get me out of the mirror. I don't want to look in the mirror. I don't want to look in the mirror. And I don't. So I'll be fine. And I know that this is a process and this is a journey. And I know that God's with me. So for now, I think I've had enough for today. I appreciate me and Lester both. We appreciate all of the calls and messages and all the prayers. Thank you so much. And I know God's still there. He never leaves me or forsakes me. Ever. My daughter gave me Isaiah 41 yesterday, right before my surgery. And she said, Mom, I want you to have Isaiah 41. And I was testing her. I said, well, what is Isaiah 41? She said, do not fear, for I am with you, saith the Lord. So that's what I'm going to finish the video with. I love you all. And thank you all for all the prayers. Lester and I both are very appreciative. And I'll get through this. I know. So, thanks a lot. Goodbye. Have a good day.